Good morning. It is morning still here. Good afternoon, wherever you are, or good evening, wherever you are. Today, I've been inspired to talk about the theme for 2021, which is becoming multidimensional. And I'm working with something new here. I'm doing Instagram Live and YouTube Live at the same time. Let's see. That's when you'll see me keep turning. But anyway, this is life, and this is what I'm going to choose to do today. So I've been inspired to talk about becoming multidimensional and what that means. If you've been following me for a long time, a while anyway, you would be able, this isn't going to surprise you. The story I'm going to tell about myself, what happened to me a few years ago versus what's happening now, and how we can take being multidimensional and putting it into our purpose for this year. That's what we're going to talk about. So again, if you've been following me for a few years, you know that around November or so of a year, I will bring through what Spirit told me about what the purpose is for the next year. So every year I have a purpose. It came through once through JFK. Last year's happened to come from Spirit in general. I don't know who I was speaking with, but they told me through a series of interesting events that 2021 was going to be about becoming multidimensional. And I put in the chat somewhere, it's on my YouTube, about the YouTube video that I shared back in November of last year, December of last year, which talks about how this all came to me. So multidimensional, how that's working for me today is understanding that there are multiple Donnas in multiple universes and multiple timelines, multiple Donnas. So how does that work for me? Well, here's how it works. If I have a challenge, I know that I'm not alone. I know Spirit always has my back, but now what I do is visualize what's happening to me in that challenge, and remembering that there's a Donna in another dimension that's there to help me to work on that, help me to get through that. So I've been working that a little bit over this last year, but I know last year when I first brought through the message of what 2021 is, it was very clear to me how that Donna sat there. Hey, everybody. How that Donna sat in a moment of meditation and saw a mirror of herself in another dimension. And that Donna was going through the same thing I was going through. So I was asking that Donna in that multiple timeline, multiple dimensional universe, what can you help me with? How can you help me with this challenge that I'm having? And she told me that, look, we're both having that challenge in both these universes, but understand now that you're not the only one having this challenge. We're both having this challenge, so we can help each other. It's like having another hand to help you out. Only you don't have to rely on someone in the world, a family, a friend, whatever. I'm not talking big challenges, but they may work for big challenges too. So that's a cool way to become multidimensional. First, to understand, and if you've been following me for a while, again, you know this is what I talk about. So you're here for a reason. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Colin. Thanks for joining. Hey, everybody on Instagram. Thanks for joining. This morning, I woke up with a memory of how becoming multidimensional helped me years ago, back when I was living in Virginia. And I remembered it this morning, and I went, wow, that was about becoming multidimensional. That's what I did that day. So let me tell you how that happened. Years ago, as I was becoming a medium, as I was doing a bunch of trainings and figuring myself out, figuring my own shit out. Hey, everybody, figuring my own shit out. I was working at a car wash. I think if you watch one of my other videos, I talk about working at that car wash. I was working at a car wash, and I remember this actually happened. I remember going to bed that night and thinking, I have this huge challenge, and I don't know how to get rid of this challenge. Donna was stumped. Donna in that moment was stumped. She was tired. She was tired of thinking about it. She was physically tired. Everything, every tool she had in her toolbox, my toolbox, wasn't working. So she said, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm just going to go to bed and trust that when I wake up in the morning, I'll be able to resolve this problem. I didn't know how it was going to going to happen, but I trusted. So I go to bed, and the next day I wake up, open my eyes, I look around my room. This actually happened. I was not dreaming this. I look around my room and I don't recognize anything. I don't recognize my room. I look at myself in the mirror, I recognize me, but I don't recognize where I'm living. Now I'm living with my cousin and his wife. So I start to get dressed. I'm not stressing out. Remember, I've had creepier things happen and weirder things happen to me with the world of spirit. So I'm just going with it at this point. I get dressed, I get ready for the day. I go downstairs and my cousin's wife is there. So I'm like, hey, Carrie, I don't recognize her. I don't know who she is, but I somehow know her name, know that I'm comfortable there because all my stuff is here. I just say, hey, Carrie, okay, I'm going off to work. And I go to work at the car wash. On my drive to the car wash, I am not present. Donna in that dimension, hey, everybody, Donna in that dimension is floating above herself, watching another Donna drive the car. Watching another Donna drive the car. So I'm floating above myself, driving to work. I don't know how I know the way to work because another Donna is driving, and I don't know anything about becoming multidimensional. Remember, this is years ago. Driving to work, I get to work, somehow know how to get to work. I get to work, I see the staff, I see my managers, I see the other employees. I'm saying hi to everybody, but I don't recognize anyone. I don't remember anyone's names at this point. I'm just kind of going along thinking I know what I'm doing. Throughout the day, I integrated both Donnas. Throughout the day, I still knew that when I woke up that morning, I had no idea where I was, but it was starting to integrate. Everything was starting to integrate. I also remembered that I didn't remember what my problem was the day before. It was gone. Not that it disappeared and I figured out a way to solve it. It was gone. It was gone and I couldn't even remember what it was. I couldn't even remember the day before the challenge that I had where I went to bed exhausted and I was just like, I don't know, I'm just going to trust what's going to happen here. The next morning I wake up, I don't recognize anything. So I'm at work and I just go through the day, again, eventually integrating. I didn't feel any different except for that challenge was gone. I didn't know where it went. Again, I didn't even know what the challenge was anymore. It was gone. It disappeared completely. I drove home. Everything was fine. I got back to my house. I recognized my cousin. I recognized his wife, the dog, the cat. Everything was back to normal again. Except, where did that other Donna go? And I thought at that time, wouldn't it be cool if whenever I'm going through something that I can't handle, I just ask another Donna from another dimensional plane to come in and help? So for the last few years, I basically have been doing that. And then last year, when I received what the purpose of 2021 is, I'm getting the year of becoming multidimensional. And years ago, I experienced that. I do like to say, and if you've been following me a lot, I do like to say that I need to experience everything before I share it with you guys. That has been my integrity. That has been my truth. If I'm going to go through this journey, figure out my own shit, then I want to, before I share it, I want to make sure that it works. Now I'm telling you, after years of discovering what multidimensional means, I'm telling you it works. I'm not saying that you're going to wake up one morning and you're not going to know who the heck you are. But if it does happen, go with it. Just go with it. It will eventually ease. Well, that's what happened to me. Anybody have any questions? I'll stay on a moment and just kind of tell you about what's going to be, if this works, this whole Instagram, YouTube, because I love having YouTube to save. Instagram only saves on Instagram. I can't get it to YouTube if anybody knows if that's possible. But I like doing these little clips, these live events. I like talking live. I like seeing that in the moment that I want to do it, I choose to do it. I've got a lot of titles I'm going to be talking about going forward. Past lives, leaving no room for doubt, altered states of consciousness that I've been in, out-of-body experiences that I've been in. I never doubted what was happening to me. I understood that this was happening for a different purpose, that this was happening for not just me, but for everybody. I'm going to talk about that too at some point, how when you change your vibration, how that changes the world. And remember, we're here to change our vibration. That's how it changes the world. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to change the vibration of the world. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to be logging off now, but everything's going to be available to watch again on YouTube. So Instagram, that'll be on Instagram Live, and the TV station of Instagram. It's been great having you guys around. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments, you guys. We'll talk to you again some other time. Thank you so much for the love, you guys. See ya. Ending both at the same time. Ending and